Hey book lovers, Victoria here and you're watching My Books and Me, and welcome to the new year. Now I'm not sure if I've had a video that's gone up prior to this, but this is the first Top 5 Wednesday of 2020, which is scary, particularly when I'm filming this at the end of November. Like, that's scary. So today for Top 5 Wednesday, I wanted to share with you guys 5 books that I really want to get to this year. Now, in reality, I want to read everything that's on my TBR, everything that's on my bookshelf, everything that I want to read but I don't yet own, and everything that is coming out this year that I'm excited for. But these are 5 books in particular, and also the series attached to some of them are books that I really want to get to this year, that they've been sitting on my TBR for such a long time. They're books that I really wish I'd read by now, and one in particular is a series finale that I really should have read by now. So let's just dive right in. So starting off with a book that you guys would have seen in a recent Top 5 Wednesday. I say recent, but like it was in November, I think. And that is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I talked about this in my Benchwarmer books video, and I said in that video that I reckoned that this would be the first book in those Benchwarmer books that I would read. And I'm definitely thinking that I will be reading this very, very soon. I've actually been really tempted to pick it up since making that video, but there have been a bunch of books that I wanted to finish before the end of 2019, things that I had to review and other books that I'd started and wanted to finish. Again, I'm filming this in November, I don't know if I've done all that, but the point is I really want to start 2020 right and on the right foot by reading Attachments. It's very much up my alley at the moment. It's an adult romance. It's set in 1999. The internet is very brand new, and it's following 3 people. There's this Beth and Jennifer who work together. They email each other back and forth at work, and this other guy Lincoln who works in the IT department, and he has to go through all of the company emails just to read all the exchanges. I don't even know what for. I think just like control and just seeing what's going on. I don't really know. And he falls in love with one of them without having met them. So yeah, it's right up my alley, and I'm really excited to read this. I've heard really good things about it as well. Next up, we have a book and a series that I actually was planning on having started by now, and I feel like 2020 is the year that I can do this. It's a completed series, and it's a series that I know I'm going to really, really enjoy, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in the Throne of Glass series. I was actually planning on reading these books after ACOFAS came out, between ACOFAS and the next book in the ACOTAR series, and I've still not done that. So hopefully I will do it in 2020. You guys all know how much I loved the ACOTAR series, and I'm just so annoyed at myself that I haven't started the Throne of Glass series yet. I've heard obviously really amazing things about it, and obviously anyone who really enjoys Sarah's work enjoys both series. I still think ACOTAR is going to have like a special place in my heart, but I feel like I'm definitely going to really enjoy these books, particularly because a lot of people have said that Sarah might do like a bit of a crossover between these because they're kind of sort of in the same world as each other. But yeah, fingers crossed I can do it. Also, this book isn't that long. The rest of the books in the series are. But I'm excited to finally like dive into this and just get into this world and get into these characters that people talk about so much. Another book and series that I have been meaning to get to ever since the movie came out is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I've watched the movie several times. I love it. I'm super excited for number 2 and of course number 3 off the back of that, which is super exciting. So I was originally planning on having read all these books by the time the second film comes out. I think the second film comes out in February. I don't quite know. Will I get books 1 and 2 but finished by then? I don't really know, but my ultimate goal is that maybe I'll have all 3 books read by the end of the year, and in particular especially by the time the 3rd film comes out. But we will see what happens. But I loved the film and I'm really excited to read the books, and again I just wish I had read these sooner, but I feel like I could probably do it. I feel like I could get these books done, because I know once I start and get through this one, I'll just binge all 3 books and I will finally know what happens with this story before the next film comes out, and be one of those people that knows what is going to be in the film before like all the people who would just film people who don't read the books. No, you know what I mean? Yeah. The other series I really want to read starts off with Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerri Maniscalco. I can't believe, again, another book that I can't believe I've not read yet. I was really excited when I got my hands on this. In general, I love Jack the Ripper. It's one of my favorite like historical events, moments, people, things ever. Like Jack the Ripper is just such a fascinating story. And so I'm really interested to firstly just see how Jack the Ripper like comes into this character, this world, and like how Carrie has like used that as inspiration. Plus then I'm also interested with the rest of the series how like the other main figures, what, Dracula, Houdini, and whatever the last one is. I want to say the devil, but I don't think it's the devil. It might be. I don't know. But I'm just really interested to see like how all of these like really iconic historical characters or like literary characters work within this world. And I don't know. I feel like I'm going to love this book. I hope I do. I have the second book. So yeah. I feel like I'm going to love this book. I feel like I'm really going to enjoy it. And yeah, I'm excited to get into it. Yeah. Finally, the last book is a bit of a mammoth book. It is a book that I really should have finished when it came out. I actually received this book 2 weeks early, and I wasn't meant to receive it 2 weeks early. I had every opportunity to read this and get this finished. It still actually has the bookmark in it. I got up to page 15. And I'm pretty sure I included this book in my last top 5 books I want to read this year. And I guarantee, Cara, if you're watching this, you know exactly what book this is, and you're probably laughing at me going, you're not going to read that this year, and you're probably right. But it is War Storm by Victoria Aveyard. So as I said, I got this book early when it came out. When did it come out? 2017, didn't it? No, 2018. It came out last year. No, well, technically, when this video goes up, it came out the year before last year. It came out in 2018. I got this early, as I said. I started reading it. The problem was, because I received this book early and I'd received the previous book really early, and I got that read, it had been over a year since I'd read the previous book. And getting to this one, I was a bit lost and confused as to what was happening at the beginning of this, because I'd forgotten sort of how the previous book had ended and where all the characters were, and like what was happening, and who a few minor characters were who were now becoming major characters. So like I had to look some things up, and that was a bit distracting, and I kind of put it down and then I never picked it up again. And that annoys me because I love this series and everything that had happened in it, and I just didn't finish it. To be fair, some people have said it didn't end that well. Maybe that's why I haven't read it yet. But I feel like I can't pick this up as is and read it as is. I'm gonna have to go back and reread the previous books, which I'm kind of excited for, because it had been such a big gap between reading each of them, because I had been reading them when they came out, because apart from the first book, I got them all for review. So there are definitely details from all the books that I've kind of forgotten and that I'd forgot about between each book. So I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to binge the entire series. I'm going to read this, and I'm also going to read Broken Throne, and I'm going to finish this series in 2020. This is my year, people. I'm going to finish this. No, I'm not going to finish this. I mean, I want to, but I feel like I probably won't. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. Because once you say I'm going to have to reread something, because once I say I'm going to have to reread something in order to finish this, I just know it's going to be put on the back burner and it's not going to happen. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I think I'm going to get the audiobooks for all of these. I think I'm going to get the audiobooks for this series, and it's going to help me get through them. Particularly like with the rereading portion. I find listening to the audiobooks of books you've already read is like a really good thing to do, because you already know the gist of the story, and so listening to it, you don't have to be listening to it as intently as if it were the first time you were reading a book. So they are the 5 main books that I'm hoping to read this year, as well as like the series that they are also part of. I want to say that yes, I'm going to read all 5 of these books and have them finished by the end of the year, so I can look back on this video and give it like a big check. But I know that's not going to happen. But like if I'm going off like what's happened over the past like 18 months, I get into like this really weird reading mood, and a lot of these books are the books that I've kind of avoided over the past 18 months because they're not necessarily harder for me to read, but they're a little bit, I don't know, I can't really explain it. Hence why I've read like a lot of contemporary romances, because I can fly through those books super quickly and feel like I'm getting somewhere with my reading, even though I'm avoiding all of these other books. So if I can just finish like 2, maybe 3 of these series, and maybe attachments, because that's a standalone, like I will be happy if I can just make a dent in the books that I've shared with you. Who knows? I guarantee I'll be back this time next year with another Top 5 Wednesday, and I friggin' bet that War Storm will still be on the list. But I hope it's not. I hope I can finish it, because that'll be a bloody big achievement at the moment. So yes, let me know in the comments below which 5 books that you're hoping to get to this year and that you are determined to finish and read in 2020. What series are you hoping to get through and finish? Are there any books that you've been putting off that you want to get to in 2020? Share them below. Let's support one another and cheer each other on at getting the books read. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!